Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to me.
And Mini-Me.
And it's been a long time since we've recorded. It was the summer holidays and we were very busy with something really important.
Yes.
And today's episode is about going back to school.
Yes.
So, who's gone back to school?
Me.
Oh. So why it's a big deal? Because not only is it summer holiday and everyone is going back to school, but you've actually missed a whole year of school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole academic year of school. And it's been very busy for us over the summer trying to prepare this. So anyone that doesn't know, or maybe you can tell them a brief about what happened or what's going on.
So,
Where were you?
I was on holiday.
What about like before your holidays?
Before my holidays,
how come you haven't been at school?
I was doing my bone marrow transplant. And I was doing my bone marrow transplant and I wasn't able to go to school because, I wasn't completely back to my health.
You were immunocompromised and you had to be safe.
For about a year, I was doing homeschooling, studying from home.
Studying in the hospital.
In the hospital, hospital school, homeschool, all of that shebang. And then, when I could come home, I finally, started to, do, actual homeschool, less, of, hospital school. And then
you were slowly able to socialize,
go out. And then after that,
How long has it been?
It's been a year.
Almost a year, yeah.
Almost a year.
October last year.
And
correct.
Now only yesterday I found out I was going to school. And my mum had been keeping it as a secret surprise for me so that it'd be a really nice surprise.
So it was all a big plan that you weren't aware about, but me and your dad did. I did lots of talking and speaking to doctors back and forth. And do you remember how many times you've asked the doctors, when can I go
back to school? When can I go back to school?
And you get really emotional, and it was such an important request, right?
Yeah.
And they did say that you weren't able to go back till
after Christmas.
No, but just before Christmas, they said. And then that kind of was depressing. And I had to convince you that maybe half term, and I was trying to negotiate with the doctors that perhaps half term. But in the end, it turned out that you only missed the first day of school.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
The doctors at Great Ormond Street are so amazing, particularly Kanchan, your doctor. She's the one who I was speaking to on the phone. I was telling her about how you're doing and that you're a bit sad because up until then, you started to get quite upset and depressed that you weren't going back to school, right? And when your other friends, family friends would talk, they'd talk about school, and that used to
make me really upset that they'd be going back to school, they'd be going to the same school, and all this stuff, that the enjoyment of school and
seeing your friends, and
uniform and all that stuff. Even though it wasn't, they weren't talking about it because it was interesting, but they just keep talking about oh, this teacher and oh, and this is happening and that's happening, and oh yeah, in the corridors. It just always reminded me of when I used to go back to school. And little did I know, a day after, I got the news, and I was going back to school.
It was so difficult for me to keep this news from her. I could see her looking at the other kids in the street wearing their uniforms. So, because some kids started to go back to school from last week, and some went back obviously at the beginning of this week, and she didn't start until midweek this week. And she kept looking at the kids, and it would break my heart. I'd tear up And I'll be like, oh my God. And I can see the sadness in her eyes, but then I can't help keeping it a secret because I'm just I kept it a secret because
you want it to be a surprise.
I want it to be a surprise. And then other things were happening as well, like getting all your lines. Lines are basically
being removed.
Devices and things that are installed in the body
are getting removed.
To help with the treatment, taking bloods and giving bloods and taking medicines and eating and feeding. But all those had to be taken out for the risk of infection. So that was interesting.
That was
wasn't
a very
it?
nice.
That was a really nice surprise. That because our local hospital, St. Mary's, they were amazing. They knew how much she was really eager, and bless them, they put her on an emergency list. And literally the night before, I had planned a trip, me and her, for her birthday to Paris. They called me and they said, "Do you mind if you'd like, there's a slot for Tia, in a couple of days." And I was like, oh my God, that's when I'm going back. That's when we're traveling. But I made it happen. And I was like, yeah, of course. Because if it means that Tia can go back to school early, I'd do anything for that. So, yeah. And then we bought uniform behind her back.
Well, not really. You said, well, yeah. And then you said for my dad, and on call, and I heard you were like, oh, Daddy, could you get Tia,
yeah, uniform? He bought the summer dresses, but while you were in surgery, on the day that you were in surgery, and either way, we can't do anything if you're in surgery. We just have to wait. I thought I'd just run down to the shops, to the, uniform shop. And I bought you all the other, uniform. And then I told you, and then when you were waking up in recovery, you kept crying and said to me, Mommy, I'm going to go back to school. Mommy. And I was like, yeah, you are. And you are, right?
Yeah.
So how was your first day at school?
It was very, very nice. I did something called
enrichment. How did you feel before you went into school first?
Before I went to school, I felt really excited. I was like, what is it called? A bomb ticking. I was like, I'm just waiting to explode. It's like,
so you were supposed to start half a day, but from the moment you woke up at 7 a.m., she kept just asking every few minutes, when do we go? When do we go? When do we go? I was like, oh man, she should have just gone in the morning. I shouldn't have waited until the afternoon. But yeah, you were very excited. Were you nervous?
No.
You weren't nervous? No. What did you think your friends are going to react when they saw you? What did you think? And then what did you saw?
I thought they were going to be like, oh my God, Tia! Oh
that's what you thought they're going to do.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to do. And then when I went into the lunch hall, I was like, and everyone was like, some people were just like staring, like, with their mouths open, like, and then someone like, oh my God, Tia, oh my God, is that Tia? Oh my God. And I was just joy. It's just the joy. I was like, oh my God, they actually miss me. I'm like, I'm so famous.
Oh, did you think they didn't miss you?
No, I knew that, I knew my class. I knew my class. They
forgot about you.
No. I definitely think my class missed me. But the other years, while I was sitting down in lunch, some of the kids from the other classes were like, "Oh, are you new?" And I was like, "No." And then they were like, "Oh, Tia." And then I was like, "Yeah." And then they were like, "When did you come?" And I was like a few seconds ago. I was like,
so you're like the famous Tia.
Did you not hear the big, oh my God, Tia? You're just too busy like eating and talking.
And they just realized.
like, and I'm on the table behind them. So it's like, they were looking, and they were like, oh my God, are you new? And I was like, no, I've been here for like ages.
That's cute.
Yeah.
But before we went into the actual lunch hall, we had to sit down with the head of SEN, and he's a really amazing guy, really amazing, Mr. Waters. And actually, Great Ormond Street were really amazing because they had a conversation. I straight away told Mr. Waters. And guess when Mr. Waters actually called me to ask me about you?
When?
When we were in Paris eating a French onion soup. Do you remember the phone call I got?
Oh.
I was trying to be secretive because he was like, "Oh, how's Tia doing?" I was like, "Yeah, she's all right." And he's like, "Oh, brilliant." And, what can we do to help? He had no idea that you were able to come back. And I kept saying to him, yeah. He's like, things are going good. I said, yeah, there's some, really good news. And he's like, okay, great. Do you want to tell me? I said, no. Do you want to guess? And he's like, what do you mean? Do you want to guess? I was like, can you try and guess the good news? And he was like, I'm kind of lost right now. And I was like, and he's like, is it about when can Tia go back? I'm like, yeah, you're exactly that. Yeah. And he's like, okay, so when is that? Like, Tia's gonna come back? And I was like, soon. And he's like, oh, okay, this is really good. And I was like, sooner than you think. And he's like, oh. And I was like, maybe a few days. He's like, oh my God. And he's like really shocked. And I was like, I'm with Tia right now. So, and he was like, oh, that's why you can't talk properly. He's probably thinking, what the hell is she saying? Why is she talking in like some secret
code?
He was like, I can't guess what you want me to get. Like, I don't know what on earth you're on
we're not
about.
even face to face. We're like on a call.
Exactly. And
you
it's
guys
like
can see your face expressions.
Random.
It's like,
yeah, exactly. So that was funny. And then I emailed him and I told him, and then he was so quick. He got on the phone to Gosh, and then Gosh spoke to him. Great Ormond Street Hospital spoke to him, and they were telling him, oh, Tia can do this, Tia can do that, do this, be careful of that drug. She's still immunocompromised. She needs some emergency pack and all sorts of like medical instructions. And they had everything sorted. Prepared. They even wrote the letter super quick for the school, everything. Like, I was so
surprised. It took like 2 days.
No, they did it all in one day. Like in the same day, they wrapped everything up. They were so ready for you to come. Like, I think everyone's really amazing. Great. Like, your local hospital's amazing. Great Ormond Street Hospital's amazing. Everyone that works there, the clinical nurse specialists, the doctors, everyone, absolutely everyone. Like, everyone's just like working together to get you back to school really quickly, which is really nice. And the school is really supportive. And I think that was really, like, I was really happy when they did that. Are you happy to be back with everyone?
Yeah, I'm really, really happy that I'm going back to school. And and in my school,
I was really nervous.
I
was looking forward. I was waiting for the day for you to go back to school, to be honest with you. It felt a bit slow at some points. And I was like, oh, please, I really wanted to go back to school. I just want you to just, be a normal kid and be that happy kid again. So it was going slow for me, and it made me a bit anxious. And when I saw you in the classroom, in the lunch hall, Mr. Waters said to me, "Oh, do you want to say bye to her, like, before you leave?" And I said to him, "No, I'm pretty sure she's happy and she doesn't want me to, get in her business. She probably forgot about me already." And then he laughed. He was like, "It's up to you." I was really happy, but I had tears in my eyes. I was like, my baby's gone back to school again. I was really happy. So I was anxious. I had anxiety. I guess you didn't.
No.
Not a little bit.
Not a little bit.
Yeah, well, clearly you just ran in and you didn't even look back at me. I was like, Tia, I wanted to say, excuse me.
I did look back at you.
Did you?
I did.
I don't remember.
I did, but I think you were gone.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you looked back at me. That's nice to know.
I did look back at you.
Because I was looking at you in love, and I was looking at those. I was like, oh, my baby's back in school. I'm happy for you. Okay, so after you sat down with all your friends and like with your brand new uniform.
Yeah.
Like what? Okay, what did your friends say?
What
was their reaction?
I already said it. I think they were just so happy. Like I said, they were just surprised.
In playground, did they say to you, oh, tell me, remember
they were just surrounding me.
Remember
They
what
were
they said to
surrounding me.
you when they said, "Oh, Tia, do you remember me?"
They said, "Oh, T, do you remember my name?" And I was like, "Guys, I wasn't brainwashed. Like, I wasn't brainwashed."
They think you had a transplant in your head and you don't remember
Exactly.
anyone.
Do you remember my name? Do you remember my name? It's like, yeah, I know your name. I know your name. I know your name.
They're your friends from year 1 or reception,
Year
right?
one.
So
Yeah.
they've
Some
been
of them are
friends.
new that only joined like in year 3. Or
But it's
even-
cute because they think that you actually forgot who they
Yeah,
are.
it's like, if I forgot, why would I like know the school? Why would I recognize the place if I forgot, guys?
Apart from their names, what else did they say? Did they ask you what you did?
They said,
Did
"Oh
they
my
say
God,
anything about
are
how
you better? Are
look?
you got no more pain?" I was like, "Yeah, I've got no more pain, I guess."
Oh, why you say? I guess you still have
Because
pain?
like no, because I think they think the transplant is like all to do with pain,
Oh, okay.
like it's hurt, like it's painful. But that's why I'm like, yeah, it's not painful. Really.
Maybe also before the transplant, you know,
Mm.
like with your leukemia, that you were in
Some
pain
of
a
this
bit,
might
yeah.
have been painful.
Maybe
But I
they meant
think
that.
that's those kids' ideas of transplant. It's painful, and because they
Yeah.
probably see those films where it's like they're in a lot of pain when they do transplants. So I think that's just where they get their idea from.
Fair enough. So they were asking you about the pain, and then did they say anything about the way you look?
Someone said they liked my hair,
Oh, that's nice.
which was very nice because I did my hair very lovely.
You did, didn't you? It's super cute, by the way.
Thank you.
And I love the blue earrings.
Thank you. I'm wearing blue earrings.
And they are so nice. Like, I never thought anyone can pull off blue studs like you. I think it's your skin color.
Thank you.
You look cute. And does anyone think you've grown taller, or did they comment about that? What about your friends? Do they look
No.
different?
No, not really.
Okay. And who you sitting next to in class?
My friend, should I say her name?
Is she like your best friend?
She is my best friend.
Thank
In
you.
school, she is.
Is your teacher nice? Your new teacher?
My teacher is lovely. She's amazing.
Everyone gets a bit nervous, all the kids, but usually in school, before the end of the year, they know already who their teachers is. So I guess everyone in your classroom
is still new.
Knew who their teacher is
was.
from the end of year 5.
Yeah.
But because you wasn't in, you didn't know who that was, right? And now you met your teacher, and she seems really lovely. And apparently your TA is also your enrichment teacher from last year.
No.
That's what she said to me.
Maybe.
Okay, cool. Well, that's nice. And the first teacher, who's the first teacher you saw when you first came in?
Mr. Diaz.
No. Is it Mrs. Diaz or Miss
Yeah.
Grace?
Miss Grace? Who's Miss Grace? There's no teacher called Miss Grace.
The one that was giving you the lessons online?
No, it was Mr. Diaz.
Yeah, well, who's the teacher that was giving you lessons online?
Mr. Diaz and Miss O'Brien.
So her name is Grace.
Yeah, but I didn't see her first.
Okay. No, but she came and said hello to you, didn't she?
Yeah.
You gave her a hug.
Yeah.
Mr. Diaz, yeah, we saw him. He's lovely. He's the one that was giving you lessons.
Yeah.
1-to-1. And Miss O'Brien, Grace. She was giving you lessons too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's really happy. Even the receptionist was excited.
Yeah, she's
Tia!
really excited.
And you opened the door and you pressed the intercom.
So,
And she
Tia
went,
Ali.
Who's this? And she went, Tia Ali. Hi, he's so cute. I love it. And she was excited. She's like, Tia! Everyone's happy to see you. Oh, it's the same excitement for every child, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going back to school, first day, having all your stationery and your uniform, and you got brand new shoes, which they looked really big initially, didn't they?
I look 3, 5, 4. I smell an Englishman.
I smell the blood of an Englishman.
That's what I kept saying.
So you look like who? You sang the song, but you didn't say who it was.
The giant from
The
Jack and the Beanstalk.
BFG.
No, it's not from BFG.
It is. That's that what you just said is the BFG.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
BFG is Roald Dahl. The boy that
BFG is Big Friendly Giant.
Yes.
He's the one who says, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman."
No, he's not.
So who does?
You know the story of Jack and the Beanstalk?
Yeah.
He did that big giant.
Oh.
Is the one that says
There's
that.
not BFG. Oh,
No,
I need to brush
BFG
up
is a
on my
big friendly
stories.
giant.
Okay, I need to brush up on my stories. All my life I thought it was the BFG that said it.
No.
Okay, embarrassing moments. Never mind. Let's
Move on.
move on. But yeah, you did look cute though, and then you had to put your insoles in your feet.
Yeah.
So what else did you do today? You did some bit of maths, a bit of reading.
Maths, a bit of reading, some enrichment, which I haven't actually explained. You're probably thinking, what on earth is enrichment? Enrichment is basically like, at the end of the week, you get a little, when you earn like green cards, which you might have in your schools. Well, they're like, when you do something good, you get a green card. If you get enough, you go to enrichment, and it's like a well done, you get to pick your activity. It's kind of like a club. So there's like badminton, girls football, boys football, board games, yoga, dance, library, art.
What did you do?
I did pick badminton, but it got me so tired, I did end up going to library.
Yeah, that's why you need to take it easy on yourself. You've been out of activity and sports and fitness and all of that, and school and studying and your brain working hard. So it was a good idea to do it a little bit and then swap over to something else.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed them both?
Yeah.
In the library, did you see Miss O'Brien?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, good. So, looking forward for the year ahead of you.
Yes.
What is your dreams and hopes and aspirations? Like, what do you want to achieve?
I just want to help people. I want
Help them how?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you want to do in school? Like, what do you want to learn? What do you want
I want
to...
to learn science. I want to...
Is there a particular subject you want to learn? Is there something you want to go back to doing
biology,
again?
chemistry, and maybe geography.
Uh-huh.
And then I do want to do like start, I don't know if my school does this, but maybe like something new, which might be like starting clubs, club ideas.
Like what kind of clubs?
Haven't thought of that yet, but I just wanted to like start maybe some clubs, like maybe basketball, stuff like that. Girls basketball.
What sports do you want to go back to?
All sports really.
Main ones.
Main ones, swimming.
Okay.
Basketball.
Cool.
And running.
Cool. And you want to go back to drama school as well?
And obviously drama school.
Nice. Okay. Well, on that thought, I know all the other parents have started, their kids have started school, so back to school for everyone must be super exciting. I bet you all the parents are happy and relieved that finally our kids have gone back to school. Not that I don't want them to be next to me, but you know what I mean. We can have a bit more peace and quiet for a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Your brother went back to school as well.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So I think it's going to be so weird when they're both back at school after I've had to be with Tia like a whole year. Me and you've been stuck to each other like super
in a
glue.
room.
In a room. Not even in the same flat or house or in a room. So maybe we'll have some anxiety issues, but I'm sure we'll be fine in the end.
Yeah.
So that's that for today. And thank you everyone for listening to us, and stay tuned because this month is Childhood Cancer Awareness. If no one knows, it's September, Childhood Cancer Awareness.
Yeah.
And there'll be lots of promotions going ahead. We're going to have a special episode with our social worker from the charity Young Lives versus Cancer. We'll also have another episode for Play Specialist that works with young children who are sick with cancer and other diseases, our local hospital, St. Mary's. And so, yeah, it will be an awareness month. So please stay tuned and stay safe. And let's say together, bye, lovelies.